What's up, everybody? Today is Sunday. It is the weekly close, right? And if we just look at the last sort of price action, we're looking at Axelar here. Um, it's nothing too special, but at the end of the day, we got this beautiful looking three-way pullback. So it looks to me like we have some kind of move up here, right? With a three-way pullback. You got an impulse here. Maybe we can flag out a little bit and then continue higher. Let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin actually looks bullish right now. Either this is a B wave, some kind of flat. So we're going to get an A, a B, and then we come down for a C and then go. Or this is a little three-way pullback. We're starting to build this little ascending triangle in here and then break out. So one of those two options I think is on the table. Yeah, Bitcoin looks actually pretty good right here. It is Sunday, right? So tomorrow Trump's going to be president. Is that a sell the news event? Is it, like buy the rumor Trump's going to be president and then he's inaugurated and it's an event, right? He came out with his Trump coin. Which sucked some of the liquidity out of the market into his coin, which, it is what it is. But I don't think it really matters what happens tomorrow. I don't even think it matters what happens the next day, because it's usually when you have these types of events, right? It's just like when Fed Powell speaks, you get big volatility, but then it's done, right? And then a couple days go by, everyone forgets about it. I think crypto's really going to be bullish, right? The days and weeks after his inauguration. Why do I say that? Because he's going to be signing a lot of executive orders. You're going to see Gary Gensler getting fired. You're going to see a lot of people getting fired. You're going to start to see a lot of things happen. You're going to start to see companies invest in the United States. I mean, we're already seeing that, like places in Japan, putting money in the private sector, right? And, businesses, and that's going to stimulate the economy with optimism. And people want a optimistic viewpoint of the economy, of the financial, really the system, because it shows that people are healthy. When in reality, we kind of know that's not the case. But if we have confidence that someone's actually, getting down to business and fixing things, right? We could start to see, again, a lot of optimism return to the market, at least in the first 90 days, right? That's when everyone's excited. We got a new president. We got this. We got, executive order here. Boom, 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 boom. There's going to be a lot of things happening. And I think that's going to spark a rally. But what I'm saying is tomorrow, who knows what could happen? It could be a big dump. We could get like a big expanded flat in here, right? And then say, oh, the Trump pump is over, it's done, it's a sell the room. But then it was just a pullback, right? You have a 1, you have a 2, and then you start seeing all this action, and then bam, then you break out. So I'm just letting you know, again, what did I say last week? I said probably Friday, Saturday, Sunday is going to be bearish, because that's kind of how it usually sets up. So especially Sundays, and we see that. But not really for Bitcoin. Let's switch over to another one here. Look at Aave. Wow, Aave actually broke out and took the top. That is very impressive. Look at this. So we have this sort of whatever 5-wave move here. And then we have this 3-wave pullback. Look at the 3-wave pullback. That is actually beautiful. And then bam, we impulsed very strongly off of that. So I wouldn't be surprised if we actually dump tomorrow for his inauguration. and then continue higher. I mean, it's a tough one. I don't really like these news events, you know, because you just don't really know. But one thing I do know is what the overall structure looks like, and looks pretty dang bullish. I don't care too much for this. Right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That actually could be a 5-wave move. So instead of this being a 5 and this being a 3 and this being another one up, I think that was maybe probably a part of that 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then maybe it's another hit to the high, and then we pull back here, right? So there's your 1, there's your 2, and then you go. But what I was going to say is this whole structure is very bullish, right? You got an impulse, you got 3 down, you got 3 up, and then you got 3 back down. And that 3 down is took long. It's like sort of like a big runway, you know, it's kind of elongated. And those set up for pretty nice pumps, right? So we have an impulse, we have a 3-wave pullback, and it looks like we have a 5-wave move here. So this could be 1, and then we kind of, you know, flag out in here for a wave 2 and then continue. That's kind of how I'm thinking about it. Let's keep looking here. So we're looking at Polygon. Polygon, yeah, it looks good too, right? I mean, I see, and we talked about this, right, being what now? Well, let's just revert back to the fractal, which is right here. You can see, let's start with this right there. So this is, and I'm just using VeChain as an example. There's many other fractals like Theta and all that. So, but what we can see here, right, we have this 3-wave move up, and then we have this 3-wave move down, right? And it's very identifiable. You know, just look at the difference. I mean, especially like, look at this. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 right? You got your drop there. You come back down. You come back up. Take the high. Come back down, flag out, hit the low, liquidity grab, shoot really high up, right? And then come back and retest this area. Same thing what we did here. Shoot very high up, come back down, retest this area. Exactly what we talked about. Even before it happened, we were talking about that. Because we were expecting something like that, right? And then it's better to get it now than go up further and get it later and be worse. So, and especially it's set up nicely because of the weekend. So I think things are looking pretty good still, very well. So now we can see right here, we have this 1, 2, right back into this area. Same thing here, 1, 2, right back into this area. So let's take a look a little bit closer, and you can see, look at that beautiful 3-wave move here. Look at that. You have this gorgeous impulse and a 3-wave pullback. Same thing here. And look at that impulse that came off the top. Well, you see the 3-wave move, right? Look at that beautiful impulse here. And yeah, so let's see if she can keep going. I want to look at the smaller time frames. Let's go down to like the 1-hour chart. But before, let me put a line. I'm going to take a vertical line so I know where my placement is. That way when I go back and look, because every time when you go to TradingView and you go to a smaller time frame, it takes you back to where we are currently. And now I have to go manually all the way back, but it's okay because we're not that far away. So here we go. Here's the up close and personal look. Now I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer on this one. There we go. So these are the two. Wow, it looks really close. It looks really good. You know, you got obviously your 3-wave move. We could see it very clearly. I will say though, I don't really like this here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks more like a 5-wave move. See how this drops in, and then you get your B and then your C. This actually drops in, it pulls back, and then it comes in. then you get your B, then you come down. So that could be confused as a 5, not a 3. And if it is a 5 and not a 3, then this should do something like this, a 3, and then back down for another low, which would suck, which would, hopefully that's not the case. We'll have to see. Now, one thing I don't care about too much is, like I said, I want to see it dumping into the inauguration, not pumping into it. So the inauguration is tomorrow. We're dumping into it, but recently we pumped into it. So if this could, for example, start pulling back in here, boom, 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 Trump gets inaugurated, and then we go up. I mean, that could work out. I don't know. I don't really put too much emphasis on events like that, but just expect shenanigans, expect something stupid to happen, but it should fix itself later. Like if we have a monster breakout tomorrow, you're most likely going to get a correction following the days, or if you get a monster sell-off tomorrow, you're going to most likely get a bigger recovery later. So just be aware of that. So I'm thinking we're somewhere right around there, right? Just as an example here. So this is your B wave in here, right? You break out and then you sort of pull back into it, right? And then you continue, and then you continue. So that's the move I'm looking for. That's what I want to see, right? Now let's see if there's anything else that looks like that. Filecoin, same thing, you know, it could have been a little bit better, but still hanging okay. It actually looks pretty decent right here. I mean, you kind of have either this is a 3. This is a small time frame, by the way. And then this is a 1, and then this is a 2, and now we're about to go. Or this could be something like this, and then we go some 3-way move like that. Yeah, but let's zoom out a little bit here. Same thing with Filecoin, right? Let me fix that here. So there's your same thing, right? 3 up, 3 up, come down, hit the high, come down, hit the high, come back down, flag out, hit the low, come back down, flag out, hit the low, shoot up, pull back, shoot up, pull back, right? And then what happens? A continuation to the upside. So yeah, it looks great. Everything is playing out exactly the way it should be. I mean, look at this right there, and then you can see that right there. So that's kind of where we're at. It's actually a good picture there. Let me see if I can make it a little bit bigger here so I can get it all in there. There we go. And then I'm going to circle that, and then circle that, and then I'll take a screenshot of it. There we go. So anyway, we got the fractal out of the way, so we know what's up with that. So now let's take a look at a couple things here. So now we understand from a broader sense where we are, right? So even looking at near, same kind of thing. You break up, pull back. This could be a good, guys, this is not financial advice. I could be wrong. We could go to 0. Always know that. And I say that not sarcastically, but literally. Like, look at Luna, right? If I was looking at a Luna chart and let's say I was bullish, oh yeah, look at this, we got a good setup, and then the next day Luna went to 0, you know? So any of these things can go to 0. You know, it's not likely, but it's possible. Those Luna guys, I don't know what was up with that. I thankfully was not in Luna, but I know people who were, and they got killed. So I just don't, and I stayed away because my spidey senses were going off, because anything that gets too big, too heated, too fast, too quick, too whatever, it's just it's questionable of how it is. Like this Trump coin going up to 20 billion, basically. I mean, I can see that because of how popular he is. He's going to get people who don't even care about crypto just to even own it, a piece of Trump, right? So, it could go even higher, but it's going to fall into the same meme culture as far as dumps go. So, all right. Let's look at XRP now. I know we're all dying to look at XRP. So I'm going to do that right now. So XRP actually looks freaking pretty sexy right now. Am I allowed to say that? Yeah, it looks pretty nice. I think it looks fantastic. I mean, it's fantastic, as Donald Trump would say. Man, I can't wait for Trump to be president. Remember when Trump became president? His first 90 days was like, what the hell is happening? Like the way he would talk to the media, Jim Acosta, you're fake news. No, you're fake news. It's just hilarious. Like, I miss that. But he's tamed down a lot more than he used to, like back in 8 years ago. But he's still hilarious. Anyways, yeah, XRP is just immaculate. It's beautiful. It's everything that, I mean, look at this. You kind of have a little bit of a double correction depending how you look at it. So let me see if I could break this down. So obviously here's your impulse, and then here's your 3 right there. That's 3. And then you get another 3 up, and then you get 5 down. So this looks like a zigzag. This is an ABC, and it's super sexy. And I don't say that lightly, because the way it's shaped is everything. Shape, that's pretty much the core of my analysis, is the structure of the actual wave. How does it look? What does it look like? That structure reminds me of previous structures, because it's all about looking at them every single day and remembering them from prior situations and saying, okay, this is how that played out. This is how this played out. But essentially what we have here, guys, to put it mildly, is a 1, 2, 1, 2. So there's your 1, 2, there's your 1, 2. Okay, so this wave right here, we'll just say is a 1, 2, right? So that whole thing is 1. This is all 2. This looks like we're going into a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And now we're flagging out for a 4. And then we're going to come up and hit 5. This 5th wave can be extremely big. The reason I say that is because the way it's leading into it, right? The 1, 2, the 1, 2, right? It has the impressions that it's going to be a pretty big wave, especially because when you look at the 3rd wave, it really wasn't that big. We're still in the price territory of this range, right? So we're still in this sort of, I mean, we're not in the range, but we completely broke through the range, but we're still in the same vicinity, right? We're still in the same area code, all right? So if we look at, for example, Bitcoin in a previous structure here, man, I get so excited when I talk about XRP, because it gives me a lot of confidence in now what I hold versus what I've been holding for years. And I had the confidence, but it was just the frustration of when's it going to take place, and I've gotten a lot of flack for holding XRP, like, dude, why are you holding that? Just get rid of it. It sucks. And I'm like, I know, I wish I could, but I can't, because the chart says I can't, and I'm glad I didn't. Look at this. So let's zoom out. So here we go. Bear with me here. So this structure right here is kind of what I'm comparing it to. And we've seen BCB share this fractal as well. So it's not new, right? But essentially what we have here, let me just kind of plug in all the dots here. There we go. I don't edit these videos, so it's kind of like I'm doing a live stream while I'm recording. So that's another reason why the videos are longer. But just understand that it's just so much easier for me to do this. So you could see here how we kind of had this little wedgie type of thing. Boom, 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 boom. How we're kind of squeezed in here, right? After your 3-wave drop, And then what happens is you have a big breakout, and then you get your pretty big breakout. But I kind of don't see, the same look of it now. Like back over here, we were kind of doing this, and then we started trailing upwards. But this is kind of cocking back like it wants to spike. And then maybe it could start to trail upwards. I'm not sure. But I think the next target, guys, would be around that $4 area. What did we say it was? Let's see. Let's pull a fib level here. Approximately. We're already sitting at the 1618 pretty much. So, okay, no, we hit the 1.47. So we look at that. We perfectly nailed that fib level, 340. And you can go throughout YouTube and look at every single chart out there, and nobody has the 1.47. I accidentally had that fib level place put in there to make sense of the 589 theory, right? So an interesting story about this Fibonacci level was my hunt for the 589 theory, right? Because I would see 589 XRP 5. Where did the 589 come from? So I started looking at that, saying to myself, well, what is this? Like, how did this come about? And it turns out that basically I'm trying to find the answer, and it led me down this path of the 1.47. And what does that mean? Well, I'm going to tell you in just a minute. But I'll get there. But before I do that, look at this. So let me take rid of that. And then I'm going to put this line right here at the 1618. And then I'm going to take another one up to about that level 2 there. I'm going to get rid of that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a trend-based fib extension from the bottom of this wave. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. Right there. Let's go here. Boom. Boom. And then we're going to come down. Provided that this is the low. It might not be the low, and we'll talk about that too. But essentially, yeah, you're looking around that $3.80 to $4 area. So, and then eventually, the $4 to $5 area. So it's looking pretty good. So what could that other idea be? Well, this looks really nice as a 3. So what we could get is this could come up, come back down. If it cocks back like that and then it shoots the top, that could be another 3. And then we can come back down for another 3. And we can have a complex sort of WXY correction, something like that, and then go up. So it could get more complex. It could take the low. We don't really know. But the way it looks right now, it looks pretty damn good. Look at that. We got a pretty nice looking candle here. Look at that. Look at that. We're pumping. Let's go. So, Yeah, I love it. I love it. Let's keep looking here. Oh, I want to show you where the 589 stuff came from. So, all right. So in order to do this, we got to go to the market cap. And we're going to do this just for fun, right? We're just hanging out. We're having a good time. It's Sunday. Enjoying your day off, right? And we got a Fibonacci area right there. And then, so you could see here, the 1.47, right, comes right in at $589 billion, which I thought was very interesting. So if we look at the price of 1.47, right, which by the way is $589 billion, and 47 is actually number 47, which is Trump. Oh, a little for you conspiracy guys out there. That's kind of interesting, right? So if we take a look at the Fibonacci level on the price itself, the 1.47 gives us $15. Okay, so $15.61 equals $589 billion equals the 1.47. Now, how valid is that? It's who knows? It's a shot in the dark, right? I mean, does it mean anything? Maybe. Does it? I don't know. We'll see. This is not like this is just for fun analysis. This is take it with a grain of salt analysis. It's not. It doesn't mean anything, right? I'm just kind of giving you a background context of where I got that 1.47. But by the way, ever since I got the 1.47, it's actually acted really nicely on a lot of different instances. So, anyways, let's take a look here. All right, so I think we looked at Bitcoin, but just let me look at the small time frames one. Oh, guys, look at that. Nice. Again, I don't know if this is going to be a flat. The reason why is because of this kind of corrective nature, but I do like the flag in here. It looks nice. So I'm not sure if this is kind of like a diag in here with a three-way pullback, and then we're going to continue on. I don't know if this is kind of like a cup and handle. You got a little bit of a cup and a handle here, right? So number one, we have a flat and we go up. Number two, we have a three-way pullback. We're coiling, and we're just gonna break out. So either way, I don't think it really matters too much. It looks pretty bullish right now. We'll see how it plays. But yeah, I want to see the price break this high. I mean, if we could break that high at 108, it's gonna be pretty beautiful. And remember, again, Trump's coming in. We got the strategic reserve. There's a lot of reasons to be bullish on Bitcoin. I mean, I'm not buying Bitcoin. I don't even own a Bitcoin. I have no Bitcoin at all. I have zero Bitcoin. I have zero. Nothing. Why? Because why would I? I mean, who cares? You know, if Bitcoin goes to 150K, that's nothing. You know, look at the percentage, right? See, price is a lie. Price means nothing to me at all. Price doesn't mean anything. If we go to 150K, that's only 44%. You got to remove your mind away from price and only focus on percentage. Percentages is what will make you extremely rich. Price will just make you distracted. This could still be a flat. I don't like how long it's getting here. So it looks a little bit toppy. It looks a little bit trappy to me. Again, I would have, because we saw a correction in the altcoin. Look at, I'll go for a minute. You could see right here, right? That's what we wanted to see with Bitcoin flagging out in here, right? So if you look at Bitcoin here, we didn't really get that. It's sort of correcting upwards. You know, it's interesting because the price can go up, and then correct. But instead of correcting down, it could correct up and then come down. And that's what we call flats, right? So if this is a flat, that's going to be bad. So this could be a 1, a 2, and then we come all the way down for a 3. That would be horrible. Hopefully that's not the case. What we want to see here is if we could push up to this high, which is the all-time high, and then kind of flag out in here while the altcoins are ripping, and then altcoins chill out, then Bitcoin breaks out, and then we get the final phase in the alts. I mean, that's kind of how I would like to see it happen, but we need time. Time is on our side. Our time is not on our side when it comes to the race for Bitcoin or the race for the altcoins to get through the retracement levels. For example, if we look at Algorand here, we want to get through these retracement levels, right? Same thing with Theta. We're going to look at that very shortly here. But I want to zoom in on this correction here. I mean, it looks pretty okay. It's not as pretty as XRP, but you have sort of this awkward three-wave move. I mean, you could even say, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. I was going to say an ABC, but it looks more like a diagonal, some ending move like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now this could be a 2, or it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to come up for a B, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again. So A, B, C. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, A, B, C, 2, and then we go up. So, it's going to kind of fight in here. Maybe it's going to break out, and then the big tell is what happens up here. So we definitely got some work to do, but it's smaller time frames, which is good, so it moves faster. We looked at Aave. It looked good. I'm sure you got bearish divergence now, though. Yep. Okay, so DOT. DOT had a pretty fat pullback. It's you kind of want to stick with the coins that have a lot of strength, and DOT doesn't seem to be one of those. Not right now. Like for example, DOT broke out, or it had a pump and it pulled back, and it basically came back to here. Now if you look at HBAR, look at the difference what HBAR did. HBAR was way better. It had a nice, HBAR has probably the best looking correction. It had 3 there, and then we had 3 down. So WXY, and then we had this big pump, and now we're flagging out. Look how shallow the pullback is. Like when you looked at DOT, it kind of was corrective on the way up. It looked very weak, and then a very impulsive on the way down. Whereas HBAR, very beautiful structure going up and very minimal correction pulling down. So you're really starting to see separation from the pack, from coins that look very strong to coins that look very not so strong at the moment. Ethereum is actually okay. Well, not really. For Ethereum standards, it looks okay, but it's got this monster 3-way pullback. If you compare it side by side, actually, you know what? Let me get rid of that. If we just put on XRP, for example, side by side like this, look at the difference, right? Let me see if I can. Yeah, you can see like ever since here we started diverging away. So yeah, Ethereum needs to get going here. By the way, did you guys watch the Supercross last night in San Diego? The Monster Energy Supercross. It's on Peacock. My boy Eli Tomac, he took it home for us. He got the win. It was an amazing race. Uh, he was holding off the young guys. He was 10 years older than guys that are in their prime, and he still won. So, amazing race. I'm actually going to go to Anaheim this coming Saturday for the Supercross. So if you guys are going to be there, maybe say what's up. It's going to be a good race. And it's going to be a triple crown race, meaning 3 events, 3 main events. So, well, the only thing I like about Ethereum, you got this 3-wave move here. It looks okay. I want to see it get going here. We need Ethereum to show up. Like, something has to happen for it to show up. Now, when you look at the chart from a technical perspective, when we're zooming out, I mean, this is 24, all of 24, right? This is 1 year of price action. Look at the last year, right? We had a big pullback. We developed a base. We broke the base. Now we're pulling back again, right? So that 3-wave move is like this 3-wave move, right? You develop a base, you break out, and you break out. And you got your inverse head and shoulders right there. And that's when we should see big coins. Like, that's why a lot of the altcoins are built on Ethereum. Like Matic, for example. It's a scaling solution for Ethereum because Ethereum sucks. So they have to have all these other coins to help move Ethereum along instead of just dropping it like a dead horse and going to something that actually works. Some people say that could be Solana, Sui, right? I don't know. I don't really own them. So I couldn't tell you. But yeah, if we could get Ethereum to cup in here and to break out, you're going to see a lot more coins show up to the party because there's a lot of ERC20 tokens out there, right? They're all built on Ethereum. So anyways, we'll jump into that a little bit. But CRV, whoa, look at CRV. Look at the 3-wave move. That's a nice looking correction. Boom, boom, boom. You got a nice 3-wave shape there. I don't know, is it finished? It could get complex, right? You could get another 3 here, right? So 3, 3, and 3, and then go. I don't really like the way it looks at the moment. I mean, it looks okay. You had a 3-wave move. It instantly came up. But again, the problem here is you didn't get away from the scene of the crime, right? So when you have a 3-wave pullback, you don't instantly want to shoot up. When you have a 3-wave pullback, you want to have a little bit of space and then go up. So boom, 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 right? You need a little bit of space in there. So since it came up so quickly, you probably need to get away from this. You need to, you need to create distance, right? Like social distancing, right? We need to have social distancing for the price as well. So, but other than that, long term it looks good. It looks like it still wants to go up. XLM. I'm really having some high hopes for XLM simply because of the placement it's at. It looks really good. Now, if I could show you where XLM is, I mean, I would have to go back to the Bitcoin chart. Look at this right here. If we zoom out a little bit to the daily, actually, let's go to the 2-day. Maybe it might be a little bit too much. There we go. Look at that. So right there, right there, right there, right there, right there, right there, and then bam, let's go. I mean, yeah, it really looks nice. Let me actually go to the daily so I can get a little bit more detail in here. Get rid of these lines. There we go. We'll go to the 4-hour on XLM. I'm trying to get a good screenshot here. There we go. Just paused the video and did a little screenshot there. I'll save it. So yeah, XLM looks pretty dang good. Let's see if we could I mean, this week I think should be very interesting. I think this could be our moment. Um so, I really want to see a good week, because I think we're at that point where everything is lining up. Look at XLM. You got this 1 2 1 2 1 2, and you can see right in here, right? You can see this three-way pullback again. It looks pretty phenomenal. Got this three-way pullback. So I mean, this thing could just kind of just creep its way up, and then just boom, and then it's gone. Like, it could happen fast. I don't like it when it does that. It gets away from me. Um, I'd much rather it kind of get up here and kind of flag out a little bit, maybe hit the high, kind of just play around and then break out, kind of give us a little lead in phase. All right, now look at the bullish divergence here. We have it on the 75. We have it on the do we have it on the 2 hour? No, we don't. Oh, we barely do. So the 2 hour would be the most. So we do have 1 hour divergence here. So yeah, we'll see if I wouldn't buy it now. I want to see a pullback. And the thing is, we come down, we got to get away from the scene of the crime. We have to create distance this way between this crash, right? So the best way to do that would just be kind of flag out like this and then go up. So that's kind of what I'm expecting for basically everything on the market. Jupiter had amazing breakout, guys. I don't know if I even talked about it. Look at that pump, dude. That thing is sweet. And I'm so happy I didn't get the position I wanted, but I got a little taste of it. And we made some mistakes with this one here, especially up in here. With Bohm, Jupiter, and Dog. So those three, I was pretty hard on them. I'm maybe a little bit too bullish, simply because of the structure of the wave, and it still looks pretty good. Like, we had these 1 2 1 2 1 2 in here, but it ended up not being that. It ended up being more like, you could say, like a 1 2 1 2 3 4 and a 5, a diag, and then we had an A B C, right? And then we had A B, right? 1 2 3 4 5 for C. So this is a 1, this is a 2. And now that's another 1 of the third. Maybe we flag out for a 2 of the third, right? And then we go up for the third of the third, 3 of 4 of third, and then 5 of third, and then we get 4 and then 5. So Jupiter looks great so far. It has the same looking chart as Dog and Bohm, right? And this was looking good for a breakout, but it just didn't come to fruition. It was a diag, which is fine. And I said many times, it's either a 1 2 1 2 or a diag. I was leaning with the 1 2 just because it looked really clean. But now, since we got all this correction in here, it was looking pretty grim, but we were coming back to support. But this really just sort of woken up, and I'm very happy for Jupiter. So we want to see more of that, and I think we will. I think Paul Barron just mentioned Jupiter about something going on with them. I forgot what it was about, but just we can yeah. So I think like 3 weeks ago he had a video here, and even back there. So all right, Ethereum Classic. Ethereum Classic looks pretty decent as well. Actually looks good. You got your little three-way pullback. You got a base in here. You got that same fractal setup that we've been looking at forever, right? You guys know what I'm talking about, right? The 3 up, the 3 down. So we got a three-way pullback there. We got to get away from the scene of the crime, and then we got to get out of there. So looks pretty good. You can even say like a shoulder ahead and a shoulder in here. Yeah, I'm looking for a retrace. I want to see it get back up there. I think that's where we're going. Same with QNT. QNT looks pretty good too. You got a sort of like a 1-2 here. You know, oh, look at that. You got Wyckoff. That's Wyckoff all day. I mean, a lot of these are Wyckoff, you know. So you got this move up, and then you got this spring phase. You got your liquidity grab. You got a 1-2. Want to play around and then continue. Looks pretty good. ICP. Kind of getting wedged in here a little bit. Yeah, they're pretty much all the same. So I need this to get away, and then I need it to break out, get back up to here. ICP is a little bit, needs a little bit of work there. Litecoin had a big moment. Now Litecoin had a significant break all the way getting back to the swing high over here, which was really nice to see. That was another one I got pretty lucky on because I wasn't even thinking about Litecoin, but I snagged it, and yeah, Jupiter and Litecoin surprised me. So what I'm looking for is, when we have 3 up, 3 down, this wave needs to be very strong, and the pullback needs to be very corrective, very shallow. And we got that with Litecoin and Jupiter. Like when you compare that to like ICP, look at the rally, it was tiny. Like Litecoin got all the way up here and then it pulled back a little bit. So that's kind of like, that's where I start to rebalance my portfolio and start to say, okay, which ones are strong, which ones are weak, which ones can I play with, like Jasmine was exceptionally weak, extremely, I mean, it's pathetic. Look at this. It didn't do anything, and I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. Like, it needs a lot of work. Bohm, same thing with Bohm. Bohm's sad and really pathetic. Had a little teeny rally, a little bit of a pull. I mean, but look, guys, these things can change on a dime. They're small market caps. They can change on a dime, and I think they will. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got your W shape in here, right? If we can round out and break out. Look, if we get a big alt season, this thing can really start to accelerate at the endings of this move, right? Because I still like the chart overall. Like, I still like Bohm because you got a nice impulse. We flagged out. Let me see. Did we break the C? I want to say it was a diag, but it can't be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I'm looking at it as an ABC. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for C. And then go. So that's basically all we have left. And I think it will come out. And I will get back into Bohm, right? If I could see a base in here, if I could see a nice Wyckoff structure, if I could see a 5-wave impulse, a shallow pullback, I will definitely jump on that. Render, same thing. It's kind of a weak move, right? When you compare it to other things. Flow, let's see. Flow's also kind of weak. Tia also kind of weak. Now Tia, I'm starting to like it a little bit more. You're holding you have a nice base here, and that's what I want to see. And look at Tia recently. You had a pretty big fat little, what was that? A big fat little pump there. Whatever that means. So, let's see here. I mean, that is pretty decent there. Let's see. Wow. We went up almost 20%. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. This is a range, guys. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down until it finally breaks, right? Some of them have broken out earlier than others, like Litecoin. You can see Litecoin was in a range. Again, we broke out. Now we're back testing. That is strength right there. XDC also looks pretty damn good. Look at that. You're flagging out very nicely. I mean, very nicely. Let's see. Yeah, I think, yeah, this thing's going to go to all-time highs easily. Look at the W shape. Beautiful W pattern here. Zcash. Yeah, you got to, I think this could still continue. Yeah, it looks good. I still really like the three-way move here for Zcash. I mean, it's one giant correction. Fetch, nah, I just don't like it. I don't like the way it looks. You got 5 down, you got 3 up. It looks like it wants to go down. It looks like it doesn't look good. And this is the concern that I have with some of these altcoins. Like, who's telling the story here? We could actually have an alt season crypto rally where some of them are going literally down. Like, remember 2017? Everything was going up. 2021, yeah, we had a little bit of a mix, but mostly things were going up. This cycle, it could literally be some things going down and some things going up. I don't know how it's going to play exactly, but I don't like the way that looks. And I wanted to like it, but I just can't. Total 3, this is the one this is the most important chart on the planet, which is this chart right here. And that is all of the crypto, right? And look at total 3, guys. It looks beautiful. Look at that. We have this gorgeous impulse. We have 3 down. We have 3 up. We have 3 back down. We have a WXY. We have a perfect correction. We have an impulse. And now we're sort of flagging out, shallow flagging, mind you, with the recent 12-hour candle being engulfing. Look at the 8-hour. Look at that bullish hammer candle right there. That is what we want. This is what makes me excited. Now, it's a little bit extended here. You got your impulse. You got a 3-way pullback. We're right back to the top here. I mean, yeah, I think this thing needs to cock back a little bit. If we can cock back a little bit and then break out, that'll be the best thing we can do. Or, I mean, if it wants to go for it, go for it. Okay, where's Theta at? Because I've been looking for it. We'll look at Solana real fast. Because I know Solana's been going up. Oh, look at Solana. So Solana actually looks pretty good. Well, I wouldn't buy it now, but I mean, the time to buy it was before then. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's great. So, and now you compare that to something like VeChain, right? Like, look at VeChain, right? You had your 3 up, your 3 down, and you move up and you pull back, which is normal, right? Because that's exactly what happened over here. Your 3 up, your 3 down, your breakout, your pullback, and then you explode, right? So it's similar, it's on track. But then you compare it to like Solana, and Solana, you had your 3 up, your 3 down, and then you basically just exploded, right? So, yeah, Solana looks great. I don't know exactly where it's going to go. I don't own Solana. I've never really traded it that much. I just don't really like the way it looks when you zoom all the way out. It just looks too extended to me. It looks like I missed it. That's what it looks like. Like, you know what I mean? I missed it. The best time to get into Solana was down in here or even here, but it was so far up. Because again, what do I always talk about? Percentages. What is the percentage here? Well, if I take a Fibonacci retracement and I go down and I change this to like a regular fib level, I mean, we're right there. We're so close. So if we go up from where we are now to a full 4.236 extension, that's only 130%. So I would much rather have XRP, XRP at that same let's see, where's the chart at though? So I get the price. So XRP would be around that 4.236 extension would be around $10 to $13 with a percentage value of like 300% versus 150%. Now, could Solana go way higher than that? Yeah, of course. So anyways, that's Solana. It looks great. I'd like to see a pullback. Okay, Theta. Let's get to Theta here. Last but certainly not least, Theta. And maybe we'll check out Theta Fuel as well. So Theta looks pretty decent. We got our, looking zoomed out here. We got 3 up, 3 down. We got a big pump here. We're flagging out. As long as we're flagging out, we're good. We have a shallow retrace, right? We have a big pump, shallow retrace. It's in the, you look at the quadrants. You have the lower quadrant down here, your middle quadrant in here, and then your upper quadrant, right? So we're more on the upper side of that pullback, which is good. So the daily chart, let's look a little closer here. So we had a pretty fat pullback. It was much more than I'd like. I want to say we looked at Theta, or maybe I looked at it another. But we have this move up, right? We have a pullback. Same thing with the other charts. It was a little bit of a big pullback. So honestly, it didn't look that good. I mean, it was pretty big, right? So I'm looking at it like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have like a 5, or even 1, 2, 3, and then a flat for a 5. And then we have an ABC. So it looks fine. I mean, it's okay. So this kind of needs to do this and then break out, right? That's kind of what I would like to see. We need to get away from the scene of the crime, right? We had a pretty big dump. We need to get away from that dump, right? So, see, look what happened here. We came down and then we came back up. We didn't get away from the scene of the crime, right? And that's why it was kind of short-lived. So, yeah, if we could create a base right in here, I mean, that's going to be great, because now you're basically using this as resistance. You break out and now you're using it as support, and then continue. So I'm still liking Theta. I just think it needs more work. I think it needs more time. I think it's gotta give me that warm and fuzzy feeling, like when I look at other coins. Let me see here. Like XRP, for example. I have this nice looking flag. I have a pretty nice impulse here. So it's looking good. Okay, Monero. This one had a pretty nice pullback. It still looks really, really good. look at this, guys. Look at this. You got a nice three-way pullback. You build a little bit of a base. You're kind of pumping a little bit here. I mean, this is not financial advice, but if I were to tell myself, hey, pick up some crypto right now, these are good prices, these are good dips, I would tell myself to get Monero and maybe XLM. So those are the two coins that I'm recommending for myself to get today, like maybe now. So I don't know. I mean, I'll have to look at it a little bit more closer, but I like where we are. We built this monster range in here. We broke out, did we retest it? Let me see. Yeah, the range is kind of if it's kind of a rising range here. So boom, boom. Yeah, looks fine to me. Anyways, we were out in the desert yesterday, riding some dirt bikes, having fun. There's my son. Look at that. We had the XRT in the back. We had the dirt bike in the back. Just having some fun. We saw this little thing out there. This little family had one of these little playthings for their kids. By the way, I'm trying to get an airsoft gun. Does anybody know anything about airsoft guns? What's the good ones? What's the bad ones? I've played airsoft when I was a kid throughout my life, but I haven't played in like 10 years. And yeah, just kind of in the mood for some paintball from airsoft. I mean, I think that sport's pretty cool. But I was looking at this one here. I don't know anything about the brands or what's good, what's bad. So just asking, seeing maybe someone knows something. Oh yeah, we had our Stark Varg out there. Check this out. He's saying, "Daddy, fast." All right, guys. Well, that's pretty much it. I mean, this is kind of where we are. This is where we're at here. We're sort of in this little area here. So, yeah, let's see what tomorrow brings, and I can't wait to see the inauguration. And this is really a historic time in our history. This is where the patriots take back our country from the deep state cabal. Right? If you believe in that, I certainly do. I think, this is not a left versus right. This is good versus evil. On both sides, right? On both sides of the aisle. So once Trump gets in there and he starts doing things very fast, we're going to start seeing things move very fast, right? It could be crypto related. It could be regulation, because regulations is the big thing. Right? If we can get a actual piece of regulatory framework and Trump signs it, it's going to be huge. I don't know how fast they're going to get things. Obviously, you have to put your priorities first. The first priority is going to probably be the border, right? He's going to fix that, and then he's got to jump to, the economy. I mean, there's going to be so many things. Crypto's like the least thing that he's worried about right now. So, but even still, we should start to see things extremely accelerate. I mean, trust me, the first 3 weeks, or we'll say the first 4 weeks of his presidency, the first 30 days, you're going to see so many things happen. You're going to see executive orders like you've never seen before. You're going to see, just so many things. And I don't know exactly how they're going to be, but it's going to be pretty gripping. And the media is going to flip out. And it's just going to be amazing to watch. I can't wait. So anyways, enjoy the show, and I will catch you guys. Remember, not financial advice. And if you can, hit that like, subscribe. By the way, we didn't even look at the weekly candle. How did we not look at that? Real quick, 30 seconds. So the weekly candle for Theta, it's okay. It's okay. It's hanging out here. I actually do like it. The reason why I like it is because if you look here, we came down and then we dojied. Instead of going up and dojing, we come down and doji. That's a good thing, right? So this doji here at the low is a good thing. So it's a good weekly candle. Theta Fuel, it's fine, right? We broke out, we came back, we're retesting. Good weekly candle. ADA, beautiful. Monero, beautiful. I don't really like the wick too much, but it looks pretty damn good. It looks really good, actually. ICP looks good. XRP looks the best. I mean, look at that weekly candle, guys. That is what it's all about. So beautiful, beautiful weekly candle. SHIB, you can kind of see we're kind of hanging out here. I would really want to see Bitcoin's weekly candle. Oh yeah, dude, Bitcoin. Oh my God. So in 3 hours, this is going to be the highest weekly close in Bitcoin's history. So we're going to have a new weekly close high. Look at that weekly candle, guys. That is a massive bullish engulfing weekly candle. That is beautiful. So maybe Michael Saylor got it right. I'm cheering for him. Let's go. So yeah, all the weekly candles look great. So anyways, I will catch you guys on the next one. Cheers.